And from Firebird in Salem, Oregon, here for the title match. This is today's JBT event. Both divisions are right on track to bowl at the same time. Scratch on the right side today. This is Bud Sicard. He's playing Duncan Whitaker in a all-veteran title match. That's the first frame wrap of the washout for Bud, which is never any fun. Duncan's spared in his first. They're playing the always exciting mulligan format. We haven't had that up in the Northwest in quite a long time. With the scratch division, they literally got 2 do-overs to use whenever they wanted to throughout the day. They carry forward into future rounds. You got a couple more if you advance far enough, up to 4. Each of them have had to blow through most of them to get to this title match, but they managed to save 1 each. So at one point in this title match, each of them can say, hey, I want to do that shot over. Just the shot, not the entire frame. Leads to some fascinating strategy. Quan, who finished in 3rd, had some just excruciating decisions to make. Made the right one he made the right one in both cases, just didn't pan out in the last match. Finished up in 3rd. Matt Corrin was in 4th. To the left, this is Braden Bishop, who's opened up his title match with a double. We're going to make it 3 in a row and open up a big scratch lead, at least, against his opponent, who's a first-time bowler, JBT bowler, Alexis Clark. Also her first time bowling any major tournaments. She's a product of Washington State Girls High School Bowling, which is a wonderful organization, alive and well. They've given out a bunch of state singles and team titles all weekend long, and some girls who had the time to come down here Sunday made it well worth the trip, including Alexi there. No mulligans involved over in handicap, but of course the handicap is involved. Braden's got to win this match by 30 to tie and 31 to win the whole thing. Any age, any average, Braden a little dude, and he gets that momentum started with a big old giant first step. Over exaggerated, but it gets all that energy going forward and helps him get the ball speed that you must have in the modern game, especially if you're two-handing it, to get it down the lane. I wonder as he grows if he'll keep that step as pronounced as it is right now. At the moment, he's got to convert his toughest spare of the match, a tricky 310 on this tricky pattern, and he converts it perfectly. Nicely done. Hold on Dragon today. You've seen that a lot on TV lately. You've seen a bunch of different tournament clubs use it lately. Tricky surface here at Firebird. Most patterns play a little tougher than quote-unquote on paper. Dragon's not easy on paper, no matter how easy Bill made it look. But they got real squirrely here. Minus 148 cut, so just barely over a 170 average to make the cut, and there's a lot of quality players in this field. Premium on shot making, of course, but then filling those frames. Every single tournament we start with make your spares. Couldn't have come into play more than today. Yesterday was tough, and we managed to see a 230 to 220 title match. I don't know if we're going to see that today, even with the do-overs involved. But 2 awfully talented bowlers. Perhaps they will put on a clinic for us. Lexi's got her high school teammate Kara cheering her on, telling her to breathe. I wonder if she's telling herself to breathe more than anything. Girls singles 5A or 4A? What 5A or 2A?
Oh yeah, 2A.
No, thank you. Sorry to bother you. 2A singles champ Piper won that during the week. Speaking of that, girls. Duncan, one of the smoothest games in all of bowling, youth, adult regardless. Piped that one a little fast though, and we've seen 210s all day long. Real similar today to how they look to be playing on TV on the US Open shot. And right here, he's going to elect to use his mulligan. So he gets to wipe that out. You know what you're doing? So he gets to wipe out that score, but now he's got no more do-overs the rest of the match. Let me know if you want help. Or you can be stubborn and do it yourself. That's fine too. Okay. Yeah, no problem. fine. I got nowhere to be. I got a Zoom call at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Good turnout today. Thanks so much to Eric and the whole crew here at Firebird for hosting. Eric is often the crew at Firebird. These GMs of centers that have been through so much in COVID are still going through so much in COVID. They're all super short-staffed, and it's the GMs that just love the game that make opening for the doors possible, let alone having a tournament the size of our club in here. So big appreciation to him. And does not get full reward off that mulligan. It's not a split, but the toughest spare on the lane, perhaps. And the count doesn't matter on the strike. No more do-overs here. He's got to shoot that 3, 6, 9, 10. He'll be virtually tied up if he misses it and maintain a 11-pin lead if he happens to make it. 3-pin wobbles over there. He missed a 9 count in the 5th. It's a 6-frame spare attempt. He's got to win by 30, and that's exactly what he's leading by already after only 5 frames. So a good start for Bishop as he switches to a ball that doesn't hook much and nails that 3-pin. He approves. He'll go out. Braden doesn't have a JBT title yet, but he knows how to win. He's got 2 OJC titles in the lower division there. Lexi says she's never bowled a sport shot tournament before. We're not always a sport shot tournament, but it certainly was today. And she says she can't believe she beat the great Kylie and Kara Wilcox. But when she beat him, she didn't do that. You see what happens there. You leak the shot to the right, and it's just got no chance to come back. Are you going to take your plaque? Please hold. Are you going to take your plaque today?
Yeah.
Very good. We're going to deliver it to the pub for you. No? All right. Mac is taking his plaque and leaving. There he goes. Oh, no, he's coming back. Yeah, all right. Let's go stay. Shot out. Yo. Oh, sweetheart. Okay. Let's get you a paper picture taken. Sorry, it was blurry earlier. That should fix it right there. Keep watching those matches, folks. I will be right back. Here. Do this twice without falling. Semi-cosmic bowl at Firebird. Alright, back here, Bud's nothing. You haven't missed much. Nothing has happened since I left, and Bud manages to strike in the 3rd frame. Braden's got a spare working in his 7th frame. That ball crashes through and again breaks up the 310 into much more makeable only 3. Lexi opened in her 6th and 7th, including a gutter ball on a spare, so Braden's in fine shape now. He leads by 50 and only gives back 30. If he can convert this, he's well on his way to JBT title number 1. No problem at all. Pop a good bowler in his own right back here. I think he's live streaming. I'm a tape delay kind of guy, so he's watching the whole deal back here. It is harder on the parents than it is on the kids. I guarantee you. These kids are, athletes in the moment. They're just focused on the bowling. The parents are back here just living and dying on every pin that falls or doesn't. Big strike in the 8th for Bishop. He's going at a 193 pace. Lexi has got to get at least some marks put together here. Keep some pressure on Braden. Bud and Duncan are neither exactly the speediest of bowlers. And again, that Zoom call is 10 a.m. Pacific. That I need to be on. That's a better shot for Lexi. There you go. We got a good one on camera there. First strike of the match for Clark with an E. Clark with an E beat Clark without an E earlier on to get this far. McKenzie made finals both days. Just trails by a pin, does Whitaker. Make it, well, keep it a pin so he's on an open so it doesn't lose any count with that 6-10. Both bowlers kind of fishing around right now in the scratch division. Lexi's begging that to touch the head pin. It does not. Even if she spares strikes now, she's at 162 getting 30, 192, which would still make it Braden stay clean. So not done yet, but definitely a dire situation for Clark with an E. Sure, yeah. As Duncan is going to reset. Uh-oh. Well, that was not step one of spare and then strike out. Alexis came in at a 129 average, qualified at -50. A couple games in the 150s in match play. That's why she's here bowling for the title. But Braden Bishop's got himself pretty much a free ride right now. Would prefer to avoid something like that, but he's not sitting up here doing the math. I am. He's good, whether he knows it or not yet. He's about to be a JBT champ. That smooth style of Duncan's that we like so much led him to the High Average Award last season. Tour-wide, I'm talking about. Out-averaged everybody. That's close. Well, that 5-count washout's always funny. It looks close, and then you can end up getting one. You can go right through the middle. Tough one to make, but it's over there. He's the winner. Not the ball reaction he was looking for, but he will gladly take a X on the scoreboard up there and try and figure it out next time. Finishing out in style with that 10th frame strike. So see how Braden goes about attacking the alphabet soup here. He's got an OJC win, check. JBT win, check. Go for a WYBT win, for a heck, go for an OVA win. Who knows these days, right? Now, maybe he'll go for a scratch win as he's looking good there. He threw 180 something scratch last game. He's gonna throw a 189 potential scratch this game. That was on a 163 entering average on a brutal pattern, so that is a well-deserved first career JBT title. Plastic ball, he knows it doesn't matter. He's the champ. Can't tell if it's just doing the routine now or if on the inside he's like, this is what he's doing on the inside. Or he's leaving. Or maybe he has another lane. No, he's gone. He's out of here. Way to go, Braden. There it is. It's always easy once the pressure's off. Now, she says. His butt is just making sure he doesn't get cut off right now. He's kind of fidgeting around. Tune in tomorrow to see if Bud throws the ball. Nope. I'm gonna let Lexi do it. I never realized Bud was quite this fidgety. No. I'll give you a Snickers. Bud leads by a pin, strike working, 6th frame. Well, all that fidgeting led to an excellent shot as he catches that double in the 6th and takes an 11-pin lead with that. Snickers, candy bar of your choice, whatever you want. Watercress salad, whatever it takes. Every time I offer stuff like that, they make it. I think I'm safe. Excellent result for her first JBT, and congrats to her. Next time we have a tournament of all-time champs, he's in. This guy's in, 5-time winner. Pretty ball there, matches Bud's double in the 5th and 6th, and it remains a 1-pin game. So it's a 1-pin asterisk game, as Bud does have that mulligan still in his back pocket. Gentleman over there still taking his anger out of 1 and 2. He'll play Bud right after this for the U17 crown. Girls scratch already won by Piper Chalmers. The win over Jessica Holbrook. 2-pin win today. It was a 1-pin win yesterday in girls. Northwest rolls on to Everett at the end of the month. And then West Seattle. And Mackenzie's dad, Rainbow Lanes in Forest Grove. That's why, yep, just like yesterday and just like on TV, you get it to that little spot where you're used to seeing friction and it just doesn't even think about it. This weekend, both patterns kind of doing that. It's just almost an automatic 210. And it's even worse when that apron stands up with it, where it goes from rats. Well, at least I can make it to rats. I have no chance of making it. Thought I'd talk him into making it by saying that. This light needs to make up its mind. Get it together. It's the title match of a JBT tournament. Figure out your stuff. Don't blink at me. Don't blink at me. Just stay on. Everybody can do it. Thank you. That's called filling time when Bud takes an hour to bowl. These two guys, good friends off the lane. Lots of good camaraderie up here. I love it, not the case here, but I love it when there's way different skill levels or ages encouraging each other. It works both ways, too. Bud just beat Dohoon. Bud just beat Dohoon and Duncan had a great match. There's an equality of age and ability and gender here, which is hard to match in other sports, and it's a really neat feeling to see it in action. Neat to see that in action as he saws that light hit. Shredding that rack, catching 3 in a row. Big advantage to card now. Looking to, of course, sweep the weekend as he won yesterday's event. Thrilling title match over Mac for everybody except Mac. Still trying to get like a big reaction. Well, it's like I'm packing my stuff. Hey,
yeah?
You won.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Huh?
Attaboy. Anything you'd like to say?
Not necessarily.
Thanks, Dad, for taking me.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
There you go. Anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Thanks, Dad, for paying for me.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Okay, there you go. Yep, little miss. See him kind of wiggle the wrist there. I think he feels like he came over the top of that one a little bit. That makes it check up early and start left. If he converts, he will lead by 26 through 7.5. This is the final, so we have these little subdivisions, and he's got to play him for the under 17 age match. So that'll be after this. Okay. And that'll be the final win. But this is the main tournament final.
And you got one more after that. Just one game?
Yep. Bud cross lane with that 610, has it no problem. Does have that 26-pin lead. Everett next for Northwest, but we are down near Palm Springs next week at Morongo Casino for our always popular Super Bowl weekend. Featuring the Bengals playing that horrible NFC team. Gross. I'm salty. Oh! Great break there. Needed it to crawl back in this match as that ball was creeping high. Could have been a 410, big four. Instead he tilts that 4-pin out there. Still got room for 211, but going at a 207 pace. Anybody's match. You don't win as many titles as either of them have without performing in the 9th and 10th. The onus really on Whitaker here is he doesn't have that do-over left. If I'm Bud, I act as if I don't have that do-over left, because you don't want to. If you throw it 95% is good, it's going to reward some of the time, but you want to be giving it 100% all the time. So it's nice to have it, but if I were him, I'd forget about it. Left that 2-8-10 last time on this lane. Let's see how he adjusts. Well, he just pured that one. That was... His body language was perfect at the foul line there. He posted it. He gave it the stare down at the line. He said, "You better go down." They did. 10 in the pit. We still got a match here in the 9th frame on a Sunday afternoon. This is the guy I was talking about. The workhorse. He's not going to yell at me. What? Oh, good.
After this game, it's all right if you build the machine up and goes down to 16 and starts boiling.
Of course.
What lanes do they go on? They go into 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he goes to like maybe 7 and 8 or something, that stops.
You can go halfway down lane 4 if you like that. Of course.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, appreciate it. So if Bud does anything but strike here, it'll be very interesting to see when and if he decides to use his mulligan.
He used his mulligan.
Oh, he used it.
Yeah, he used it in the 3rd frame.
Did I see that or did I miss it?
I think he did.
Oh, that's when I was down there doing that, which explains why he hadn't thrown a shot, which sort of makes most of this commentary ridiculous. I have said like 7 times
so
Bud
sorry.
has one in his pocket.
I wasn't listening.
Oh dear. What was that thing about never making mistakes? So neither has a mulligan, which changes everything. So if you watch the first half of this video, I want you to hit that little arrow fast forward key, that little triangle on the bottom of your player, and skip to right now. Ready, go. Here we are in the 9th frame where Bud Scar's got to shoot at the 10-pin, which he whiffs, which alters this match greatly. It's mulligan format. Neither one has a mulligan left. This is Bud's scoreboard on that open. Gives him 175 through 9. Duncan Whitaker caught the double in the 8th and 9th. So Bud still leads this match by 4 pins. So they both started the match with 1 mulligan. Duncan used his early. Bud did end up using his earlier while I was dealing with a problem down on lane 3, which nobody told me about. Which now makes this 10th frame do or die. Oh man, real nice shot. As bowling so often does, you leave 1 10-pin, you'll whiff it. Bowling gives you another one. It's a spare strike for 195. That would make Duncan get the first hit in the 10th for the win, I'm sure. If he misses this, Duncan will just need a mark in the 10th to win. It's now already behind me. The parents are second guessing. He shouldn't have used it early. And it really is educated guesswork. Unless it's the 10th frame, you don't know for sure if you quote unquote should have used it then. Has a 10-pin that time, and that's of course big because it is hard to strike right now, and Duncan's going to need one to win the title. Well, it would have been fascinating had he had a mulligan, because he could have used it on the first shot in the 9th. He could have used it whiffing the spare in the 9th. Or he could have saved it to try and double in the 10th. There's the strike that he thought he had the last 2 shots. Three good shots going down the stretch. Solid 10, half 10 strike. Gives him a 195 finish. And we are down to a 1-shot tournament. Strike, that guy wins. No strike, that guy wins. Pending good count. It's close. It looks perfect. I'll ask him later, but I bet you he will say that that was his 2 best shots of the entire tournament, the 9th and 10th. Uh-oh, he's going to the iPhone to figure out the count. Hey Alexa, how many pins do I need on the fill ball? Bong! You need 7-2. 51. Yeah. Boy, I got that right. Wow. How did we ever run a bowling tournament before the iPhone? We will never know. He does still need a reasonable count here. You don't have to do anything on the iPhone when you come up with that. Boy, that 2-8-10 in the 7th just looked debilitating after the double. Instead, he never misses from there. Dead flushing the 9th, 10th, and 11th to swipe the title away, and even both bowlers' title total at 6 apiece. Nicely done. 2 quality kids right there, but man, a quality 9th and 10th. Knucks all the way around. Bud, 3-4. Would you like to play some more, Bud?
Not really.
I know, but go over to 3 and 4 anyway. Yes.
Firebird has hated me for the longest time. This is
Have you reconciled your differences?
yeah,
Tell me. Were the 9th and 10th frame your 2 best shots of the day? Because those look pure.
this left lane was so weak. It was giving me a lot of upper under. I moved a little bit, skates, a little bit of hill. So
Yeah.
I kind of moved in a little bit deeper and just grabbed it more and it worked. Yeah, the 10 shot was probably the best.
Definitely. Well done.